Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AM and the PM with Amanda and Mark.
Amanda, what are we talking about today?
That's my line. I was actually stopping there for a second because I was going to say, Amanda, how the heck are you doing today? Or just kick it over to you so you could kind of actually announce yourself because last week you told me I never do that.
Yeah. I want to be like, hey, guys.
You got to just jump in there. You got to be forceful. You got to just go the fuck in there.
Okay. Well, today we're talking about health.
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 Kind of like high school health class.
Yeah.
A little bit. We're going to show a video right here. If you're watching on YouTube, right on the screen back here, we got a projector all lined up. Just kidding. We're not going to do that today. Back to you in the studio, Amanda.
So I've just been going through a personal journey. Now it's gonna get
Been a little rocky.
it's gonna get a little personal.
I'm wacky today. I'm trying to match Amanda's energy because she's feeling a little wacky today.
Oh my god. We've had an eventful day, and
Yes,
it's only like 6 o'clock. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, keep going.
Okay. So I've been going through a personal journey. I have a lot of stomach issues. So
Yeah.
I went to the gastrologist a few years ago, and they suggested a low FODMAP diet, which is when you cut out a bunch of stuff out of your diet and then casually bring it back in. Well, I didn't really try it fully. I just tried to cut out dairy because I thought dairy was the problem. But then
Initially or just recently?
Just recently.
Right, yeah. But you said they told you a while ago, right?
Yeah.
That's years ago. So but wait, when that happened though, you did try something there a little bit.
Yeah. It was so long ago, I don't really remember. But I tried eating gluten-free bread.
I think this was before you started exercising.
Yeah, I only started exercising a year ago.
Yeah, so you were like a little baby back then.
So we'll flash it all the way back. Well, first off, when I was born,
That's way back.
my mom had preeclampsia. I was only 2 pounds, and I was in the hospital for 3 months. And I had necrotitis. My mom can say it so good. Like we were asking Google what it was, and she's like, "Hey Google, what's necrotitis?" She could say it. Basically, it's like when an infant's stomach is like distended, and I don't know. So literally, my stomach has been messed up since birth. So I struggled with it forever. I struggled with constipation. That's the thing that I guess I would say would be too much information or whatever, but
ain't no TMI here.
When you're talking about stomach issues,
here.
it's like
sorry. If you don't like it, tough nuts.
So I've literally struggled with constipation forever. Like I remember as a child, my mom giving me shots of prune juice. Like she would
injections.
She would put it in like one of those little injector things and like put it into my mouth, and she would make me take shots.
I thought you meant straight to the bloodline.
Prune juice.
Okay.
The liquid stuff. I think that we talked about the liquid. There's like a liquid stuff. Lemon juice. Literally everything you name it. And finally, we tried Miralax, and it was like the only thing that like really worked.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, Mark and I have like researched it recently. I think doctors overprescribe it, and they just like tell you to take it like every single day, and it's like.
Well, should probably clarify that though. Nothing that I saw said it was like bad or anything.
No, it's not bad, but
it's like it's like why would you take it every day if you could not?
Yeah, it should be used more of a as needed thing, and I think over the years I just have been eating whatever I want and then just like drinking Miralax after, you know, to like balance it out. Which, like, you know, every once in a while I'm going to eat what I want and I might have to take Miralax or take whatever. But so Mark's always mentioned to me, like, it's not good to take it, to rely on Miralax or whatever, blah, blah,
I don't
blah.
like to rely on anything.
Yeah. So I do take a fiber supplement as well, but you're allowed to take up to like 4 fiber supplement pills a day. So I usually typically just take one a day. But sometimes if I think I haven't got enough fiber in that day, I'll take like 2 or something like that. But
this is a wild story so far.
Okay. So I just feel like it's so simple. Like, I just need to eat fiber. Like, I should try. Because I tried, in the past, I did try cutting bread out and cheese out. Recently, I cut out cheese, and, like, I literally couldn't poop for, like, a week after not having cheese. But when I cut out gluten before and brought bread back in, I didn't have any negative effects. Like, I don't think. So, right now I'm trying to eat a high fiber diet. So, I did have Miralax the other day just because I haven't been able to eat. I haven't ate a lot of fiber recently. But what I really need to do is write it down. So my stepdad Mo, he suggested this. I feel like it's so simple. Make a list of high fiber foods that I like to eat. Write down how much fiber is in each one of those foods. And then when I eat it in a day, I need to calculate how much fiber I ate. Because if you want to be on a high fiber diet, you're supposed to have 30 grams of fiber a day. That's like how much everyone should be eating. 30 grams of fiber a day.
I have no idea how much fiber I eat.
Yeah. So right now, I haven't gotten to specifics with that, but I've been eating a lot of black beans, a lot of brown rice, pears. Literally, I basically replaced Miralax with eating pears. Like, and it's been working really well. Now,
pears equal Miralax.
It's not.
Remember that.
It's not like, I don't want to get into too much detail, but it's not like it was before. There's also different like stomach exercises you can do to massage your stomach to like make you go to the bathroom. And I think that to get like everything like in there.
Just churning.
Moving.
You want to churn
I think that's interesting.
Churning butter.
You basically just like take your hand and massage it like what is it?
A circle. It's a circle.
No.
It's a horseshoe.
A horseshoe, yeah.
That's not true though, because it's not. It's a closed thing. More like an oval, kind of like an ellipse.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting, and I just feel like the moral of the story is do your research, because I feel like I've just been taking Miralax my whole life, you know, because of this, that, and the other, and I feel like I should have just researched sooner.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That was a crazy story to get us up to date. I'm gonna fire some lightning questions at you.
Okay.
Because we need a. I think it's helpful for me and helpful. Okay.
Something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I kind of told you this, but I kind of didn't. I still need to look at it. But Mo was talking to someone at work about this, and she takes. It's like you put it in your drink, but it's like just straight up like fiber. So like when she doesn't get enough fiber in a day or something, she just puts it in her drink and it's just fiber and you drink it. So it's like all organic. Like it's not like Miralax. Like it's like just straight fiber. You just put it in your drink. Yeah.
Straight fiber.
So like for example, if I only had.
Where do you obtain straight fiber in the wild?
If I only had so many grams of fiber one day and I didn't have 30 grams, I could take the rest of that in my water or whatever and drink it so that I can make sure I'm getting all of my fiber in a day.
Okay. Lightning round.
Also,
oh, Jesus. Okay, keep going.
since I started exercising, I definitely have noticed I think it gets everything moving more. And my doctors in the past have told me that. So. But.
Okay. You got anything else?
Go.
You gonna interrupt me again? Okay. All right. So, lightning round. You've had stomach issues forever, right?
Since birth.
Do we believe that it is actually because of? Does the evidence point to it having something to do with your actual birth and like being a preemie and all that?
I think so. I mean, my stomach was like distended.
And how many times have you gone to the gastrointestinal person?
Once.
Just once. Okay. So did you bring that up? Did you bring up the fact that you've had this for a long time and like it started when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Have you ever typed into Google, if I, was born with blah 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 whatever scoliosis, necro whatever, then can I is that like a long? Is it like a kind of a could it be a chronic thing? Like could I always have it? You've never done that?
I think we asked it to Google. My parents and I were like asking Google questions.
Research, man. Research.
Yeah.
Research is huge. So that is something that I would do there. I think that makes sense because my whole thing with like the Miralax and everything like that was that it didn't seem like it was it seemed like the effects were inconsistent. Is that not correct? Like I mean you live your life, right? I just kind of watch occasionally, right? So it's like when you were going through that time, let's just say like the last 2 or 3 years, you were taking Miralax literally every day, right? Like you were eating it, you're drinking it, like you're mixing it in water and drinking it. But like you would go periods of time, like your digestion wasn't as normal as you would hope, right? So and I don't know if this is like a female, like I'm not trying to sound sexist in that way, but like I know a lot of females specifically that have a lot of digestive issues. And like I have no problem going to the bathroom. Like, I don't really have any. And the only time that I have like real pains or anything like that is when I eat like too much fucking shit or if I'm like sick, right? So I have no idea like the cramping and stuff like that you say you sometimes get and just the feeling of being like really bogged down and like food's not moving through you in a sense or it's just sitting. It's hard for me to understand that.
Yeah.
So I ask these questions and it's like, okay, well, based on what you're doing, does it feel like you're moving in the right direction? So over the last 2 or 3 years, like with the Miralax thing specifically, it didn't seem like take Miralax equals good digestion. It was kind of just like the same thing. So that was my hint at thinking, okay, well, and we're kind of just brainstorming here about like, that taking the data and what we were doing, and then maybe other people are out there listening in similar situations, like, oh, maybe I should try this, that, or whatever, just, as a general thing. So now though, let's talk about this. So you were on that for a while, constantly, and then now you're not on it? Like you don't, when was the last time you took Miralax? Roughly.
Well, I did take it like last night.
Okay, but consistently though.
I pretty much went like a whole week without it.
Okay, well, that's not a lot of data, but still. So you're taking it more as needed now. Yeah. You would say that's the regimen.
I honestly don't want to take it at all. I want to try that fiber stuff instead.
Yeah.
But I just didn't eat a lot of fiber and I was having a lot of trouble. So
here's the other thing though. I'm no doctor, so none of this is medical advice or nutritional advice, but your diet doesn't really seem to me to be that bad. Like it's I would say probably average to above average for like an American, right? And I don't know the numbers on this, but like I feel like your digestion is probably below average, if that makes sense, right? So diet is like above and digestive, all like your situation there is probably below. That would signal to me that it's not specifically from your diet. Like I think the exercise you said has made a positive impact, right? Just kind of like getting everything moving and stuff like that. Like that kind of starts to make sense. What I'm saying is the next question that I think you have to add, if you did the dairy thing for a little bit, right? We went through that. We actually talked about that here and there, right? And it didn't really make that much of an impact. And then you brought it back, and it's like it's kind of negligible, right? You didn't see like one way or the other. You didn't say big effects one way or the other, right?
I felt a lot better when I brought it back.
Okay, so like
I felt so much better after I started eating it again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of variables here because like when you take anything out of your diet that you're normally used to eating, I think it's a little weird. You know, even if it's better for you, you know what I'm saying? Like I think you could still fuck yourself up. So I have no idea how long you actually are supposed to do this shit for.
Yeah, I couldn't do it anymore.
But
I couldn't go to the bathroom. I was like in pain. I was like, I need to.
Yeah, because I tried that carnivore diet for like 3 days. I felt like shit. Just because I was used to all like carbs and things like that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you. But anyway, if we're having a discussion on how to continue to navigate this, I think probably the next big question that you need to ask and find the answer to, or try to find the answer to, is do you have like an underlying thing that might be tied to the way you were born, the way you were developed initially, that maybe it's one of the bigger reasons why you don't have like a better digestive health. I don't know. I have no idea if that even makes sense. But to me, the way that I process this, that seems like it could be a thing. And if that is a thing, is there any way to control that or make it better or stuff like that, right? And not just like, I feel like the answer is not, like we said, like Miralax all the time. It's probably something else. I don't know, but I could be completely wrong.
Well, the only way to find that out would be to get a colonoscopy.
Really? Do they like see like how
else would I find anything out?
I have no idea. Is that like where they actually like look at shit and they can like actually? I thought colonoscopy mainly was to find like cancerous shit and stuff like that.
They go up your butthole and look at your intestines.
Right, but what are they really? Can they see like all sort? I mean, obviously they can see all sorts of shit, but like how do they? But they're looking. What I'm saying is, again, you tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna explain to you what I think, and you tell me because you probably know more than me. They're seeing the situation, your digestive situation, but how do they know what's actually going on? Does that make sense?
I don't know how they know,
Okay.
but they know.
Or can they know? Okay, whatever.
That's how they found out Mo had all those issues and stuff.
Okay. Well, maybe you need to do that.
I know. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You have to drink all of that stuff.
That seems like the least. I'd feel much more weird about people going up the up the butt part rather than the drinking that stuff part. Because like, especially you, like you like, if you feel, I bet you would feel way different after you were done clearing your system out with that stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the way you explain it to me, because again, I have no actual physical, way to understand it. The way that you explain it to me is like you have like a brick in you all the time.
Honestly, it's rough. Like right now, I feel pretty constipated. And like I'll just put it all out there.
This is an all-out show.
Whenever I was drinking Miralax, like I feel like it would come out a lot easier. But now that I'm eating high fiber foods, but it's like a lot harder to get out.
Well, isn't that what fiber does? Doesn't that make? Does fiber?
Well, Miralax actually makes the stool easier to get out of your butthole.
Is Miralax categorically a stool softener? Is that what it is? Because I thought it was a laxative.
Well,
or is it both?
I read when I was researching. I read that Miralax like makes the poop easier to get out of your butt.
Right. Maybe.
So when you're like, I went from taking that every day to not taking it now. It's like harder to get out.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's inherently a bad thing.
No, and I think it's been going really well. But the thing is, I have to make sure that I am eating the proper amount of fiber.
Yeah.
And I think it's been working pretty well.
Okay, so it's an improvement.
No, it's a huge improvement.
Okay, time out. Improvement post when?
What?
Like switching out Miralax for fiber has been an improvement, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
I mean, like, I'm definitely not going as much as I did when I had Miralax, but it's like, I don't know, it's different. I feel like it's healthy.
Yeah, leave how many times you shit per week in the comments.
I feel like it's like healthier.
That's just so weird to me. I go once a day, and then we got these people out here, these different women in my life say like,
I think I've been going.
Yeah, once a month.
I think I have been going once a day, but the thing is,
minimum once a day for me.
It doesn't all come out though at one time.
It's weird.
Cause it's probably hard for some people to listen to.
Don't listen. Don't listen if you don't want to.
Might be hard for some people.
It's okay. You come back next episode if you don't want to listen to this.
Yeah, this is very normal for us to talk about.
Yeah.
I probably would have went into more detail if we weren't on the air, but I don't need to. We'll save the even more details. But yeah, so I think that's been going well. I'm going to see my doctor. Oh shit.
Right
soon.
now.
What's April's? Oh. That thing.
I don't know what you're looking at.
I was thinking about that thing that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
It's that day. That's a Friday. Yeah, so I'm going to see my doctor. I have a lot of stuff to talk to her about. I'm a completely different person. I started exercising. The pandemic has changed me. I started exercising. I stopped drinking Miralax. Just some random stuff. Also, another weird thing. We're just putting it all out there today.
Mm-hmm.
Health. I got my period twice the past 2 months.
Double trouble.
So, yeah, I literally had it for like well over 2 weeks the first month. And then last month I had it twice. And now this month I have it, and it's like it started the same day it typically would start. And it's just very weird. But this is the second type. So I got put on birth control when I was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then eventually my periods were just super bad that, like, my cramps were so bad that I would, like, feel it in my head and my feet, and, like, the cramps were just so bad. So I got put on another one. Well, I don't know. I literally just feel like I'm, like, dying today. So, and I know it's just, like, you know, it's only, like, 2 days out of the week. But it's just, like, not supposed to feel like this. So I don't know, but...
I mean, are you, though? I was going to ask you this earlier. What does the natural menstruation look like?
What do you mean?
You know anybody that isn't on birth control and just has a natural menstruation? Menstrual cycle? Like, how does that work? Does it hurt? Birth control is a very interesting topic. I don't have any sort of religious beliefs about it whatsoever, but like it's an interesting thing. I think scientifically,
a lot of people have to get put on birth control because their regular periods are so bad. I have some friends that
really.
Yeah, like they are. Just,
I have heard that, but that's hard for me to believe.
Some people don't even like have sex or anything. They're just like a regular human. They're just like, you know.
They're just a fucking loser. No,
they're not like sexually.
Kidding.
I don't know why I said regular human. I didn't
it's
mean
a regular
like
human as opposed to an alien.
Like shut up. Some people like aren't sexually active or anything, but they get put on birth control because of how bad their periods are.
I have heard that. I just, in my small mind, I don't understand.
It's the birth control that's doing it.
I don't understand how. I don't think it's birth control. I think, okay, so let's back up. Okay. I have no idea when contraception was started, like, you know, like female contraception, like birth control began. But prior to that, or even like somebody again right now that has never been on birth control, let's say, right? You're telling me that they have more pain naturally than they do more pain in like their process, their natural process is shittier month to month than somebody on birth control? Just seems kind of crazy to me.
Some
Seems
people
unfair.
get put on birth control because their cramps are so bad.
I get that.
You're saying someone who is natural has worse cramps than when they're...
The first question that I asked you is an important one because it would give us some perspective to work off of. Is the answer no? You don't know anybody that's not on birth control? You don't need to say their name. I'm just saying if you do or don't. Because the question would be, let's turn to the audience. It's like if you are a woman, right, in your 20s, let's say, that's not on birth control.
Yeah, I know someone who's not on birth control.
Okay, great. Well, let's think about them and not say their name. If you are not on birth control and you're in your mid 20s,
you still get cramps.
You still get like once a month. Obviously, I'm not saying the cycle is not there. The cycle is obviously there.
You still
is it just as bad? Or
Mark,
is it worse?
Depends on the fucking person. It's different for every single person, every single individual woman.
Right.
It's different.
Okay.
It's not the same for
Why
everyone.
is it different?
What kind of
I'm not saying it's not different. I'm saying why is it different? I have a question.
Because every woman is different. Every single woman's period and how they get their period and how their cramps are and how they react to birth control there's a million different kinds of birth control. How they react to birth control.
We're going back and forth
different.
on this birth control thing, but
some people like the birth control I'm on now, low estrogen. It's literally called low. It's literally called low because it's supposed to give you a low flow. Well, not for me.
I'm so confused about this.
Some people get...
You're telling me you girls just have to like fucking deal with all this pain all the time? There's no way to like get rid of it? Like every month? You just have pain?
Well, that's what... There's different types of birth controls you can take that make the cramps less bad. That can like
How many
get rid
like
of your
types
cramps.
of birth control are there?
A lot.
Hmm.
That's why I switched from that birth control to this birth control, but now I feel like my periods are the same as they were before. So I don't know. No, I wouldn't say they're the same. They're only 5 days long compared to like 7 days.
If you take a birth control that does not give you a period, the safety, I'd be interested to hear a safety conversation around that because I don't understand the actual, biological part of that. But let's say you are in that situation. You don't get cramps then?
No, because you don't get a period.
Okay. Interesting. How did we start this? Where are we going with this? You were saying that your periods are weird?
I was just saying that it was weird that I got my period twice for 2 months in a row, and now all of a sudden it's like regular.
I got to be honest, just through this whole conversation, just sounds like girls are fucking weird. All the biology that goes on in girls is just real fucking weird. Doesn't matter if it's digestive or reproductive or whatever. It just seems all funky.
It is. It's fucked up.
Fucky wucky.
Yeah.
So
You're blessed.
I thank God I'm a guy every day, honestly. That's not to sound, I don't know, misogynistic or sexist. I thank God every day.
And then
it seems so much more simple.
I never realized that after you have a baby, you have to wear diapers for like a long time.
You send me these fucking TikToks, man.
Oh my God.
You're on this algorithm that just like scares the fuck out of people that want to have kids.
TikTok is teaching me a lot of shit.
Is that all like legit though? And I don't mean like they're making it up. I'm saying, are you seeing, and this is another great question. I would love to get more data on this. It's like, how many women have to wear diapers after they have a kid? Every single one? 90%. 60%? 20%? You know what I'm saying? There's like, getting real detailed, there's like, I think there's like tearing and stuff that is involved sometimes, right? The whole like, your stomach is big and then you pop out a baby and then you still have a stomach there. Like, how does that all work? It's like, it sounds...
And then after you...
Because you're hearing individual stories.
After you give birth to the baby, you have to like give birth to the placenta.
Right.
There's like so much...
How much of this is like actually...
Why do we not learn any of this in fucking health class?
Because the United States education system is just exists to churn out rats.
But TikTok really has been teaching me a lot about...
More on that next episode.
I'm like, obviously, I really want to have kids, and that's like a big thing for me. So obviously, it just really interests me to learn more about the shit that people don't talk about when you give birth.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nasty. A lot of it's kind of nasty. Again, I'm a type of guy that likes to.
Are you gonna watch?
Am I gonna what?
Are you gonna watch the baby come out?
I guess. I don't know. I'm not a bitch.
Are you gonna watch?
I mean, it's gonna be a weird thing.
Are you gonna watch the baby come out of my vagina?
Okay. Yeah.
You would
if
watch
I'm there,
it?
yeah.
A lot of guys.
If I'm there.
You're really gonna watch it? A lot of guys are fucking. They're like won't look at it and they go by the mom and stay there.
I gotta be honest. I have never once thought about that. Like I mean, I haven't seen like videos, but like, you know, you see sometimes like on TikTok or something, you'll see like the shot of the woman, like in some of the stuff that you've sent me, like you'll see like I've seen images and I guess video of the birthing environment, right? Like the what is it, labor room, or whatever.
The labor room.
But never once have I really thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just get my binoculars out and I'm gonna just stare in there. Like I've never really thought about that. It's probably like a down to the moment kind of call type thing. I don't know. Is there like a sheet? Or is it you like go the other side or this side, or how's that work?
No, that's when you get a that's when they cut your belly open.
Ew.
That's when you get a
C-section.
C-section. That's what my mom had.
Ew.
And you're awake.
That
and you're
sounds
just, like,
disgusting, dude. That sounds like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, no. I don't know. It all sounds really gross, honestly. I'm happy that I don't have to be there. I'll support you. But I'm gonna be happy that I'm not gonna be that in the trenches there. I mean, I'll be in the trenches, but I'll be doing like commanding rather than shooting. You know, as a wartime analogy.
It's such a beautiful thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when you kind of like zoom out and like squint your eyes, the whole process as a whole, yeah, it's beautiful. Individual parts, nasty.
Oh, this brings me right back to my other point. I literally have a bladder problem. And I'm very, very,
You got so many problems. We're almost out of fingers on this first hand. We're going to have to go to the next hand.
I'm very concerned about whenever I am pregnant because obviously the baby like pushes on your bladder and people pee a lot. So I'm concerned for when I carry children. I don't really think I need to be concerned about that right now, though. Maybe we should. Actually, I don't know. It's like annoying.
It's kind of a stupid thing to be concerned about. I'm not shitting on you. This just came to my head. You have to pee more. Like, I mean, I know you already pee a lot, but like.
Do you understand how much I pee now?
I mean, yeah, but with any luck, you'll be in, you'll have a little more freedom at that point.
Yeah, but I still don't want to pee them. I honestly, it's just, this is also something that I remember literally I asked my pediatrician whenever I was like a young child, and she's just like, you probably just have a small bladder, but like, I'm really curious, like, why
can you get like an x-ray or something?
Do I pee this much?
Can you get like an x-ray of how big your bladder is or some shit? I feel like
just
that might not be safe, but
I just saw this TikTok. This girl was in her gynecologist office, and which is like annoying because I just went to my gynecologist, but I wasn't thinking that gynecologist and like peeing a lot. I thought that'd be like a urologist. I wasn't thinking.
Jesus Christ, you're going to every fucking urologist.
It's just like annoying. I don't want to make any more doctor's appointments. Like I have.
You're gonna be like a fucking grandparent here pretty soon. You're gonna have a list of all these different fucking doctors you gotta go to.
Well, because of COVID, I haven't went to any doctors, and I tried to make my health a priority. So it's like, COVID calmed down, and now I'm like going to the doctors every fucking like weekend. There's like way more that I can go into, but we're not going to go into that. As you know, but they shoved. Did I not send you this? They can. I wish I would have known this. She said she was having bladder problems. Her bladder was out of whack.
Yeah,
so they like took like a dildo type thing and went up her vagina.
It was a sonogram.
Laparoscopic.
It's the same word for a stomach. Is that sonogram?
Yeah.
Ultrasound. I don't know what sonogram. I don't know. Is that the same? I don't know what that is. Ultrasound. Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go to my doctor and ask her all these random fucking questions. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. No, the bladder thing I can live with. Like I can live with, but like I said, like I just feel like one day when I have kids, it's gonna be like an issue.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I can personally live with it. Like, I mean, it's kind of irritating. Like I have to pee right now. But
well, next episode we can cover my health problems and be done in 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. Should I try to list some right now?
Yeah, I also have. I also go to the
No, let's keep going.
I also
second hand here.
I also go to the hematologist.
Hemoglobin.
Because I have.
What the fuck? Wait, what? Hematologist. What the fuck?
It's a blood doctor.
Is that a joke?
It's a blood doctor.
You've actually seen a blood doctor. You've seen a hematologist. Like you made an appointment with a hematologist.
Are you serious?
You've probably told me this.
Mark, I go to the blood doctor like every couple months to get my blood work done.
Wait, that's a whole doctor? Like you don't just go get blood work? Like there's a specific doctor.
Are we dating?
I know that you have blood things.
Mark, I've went to St. Margaret's multiple times.
Bro, you actually have a laundry list of fucking doctors. Can you I'm starting to get a little upset now that you don't have a list. Do you have a list? You better get a list out. You better say type of doctor, doctor name. There's a lot of doctors, bro.
So, back when I went to, I don't even know. Back when I went to the doctor in like 2019, I believe she ordered blood work. So I got blood work done, and there was a bunch of blood work that was high and low. Blah, blah, blah. I won't get into specifics or anything. So then she recommended for me to go to a hematologist. So I now go to a hematologist, and right now I've been going every 3 months, and I go in, they take my blood, and then I go in and I wait for the doctor, and the doctor comes in and then talks to me about my blood work. Like they get the results back in like very soon. Like they literally take the blood and then get the results back. And I have just been going. He wants me to keep coming back just to monitor it. And he's like not concerned about anything because I'm like a healthy young girl.
Whippersnapper.
Oh. But it's just annoying because I have to go back every 3 months, and then I have to have an extended break from work, and it's not close to my work. So then I have like a 3-hour break, and then I have to drive all the way back to work. This only happened like twice, but this is only gonna be like one more time. But it just sucks. It's like very stressful. and I have an appointment in May, and he said if everything is still the same, maybe next time we'll try 6 months. But he said if I start having any like weird symptoms, to let him know. And he said it could have been all like polycystic fibrosis, blah blah, but I wasn't having
cystic fibrosis.
Whatever, but I wasn't.
What the fuck?
I wasn't having. I don't have any of the symptoms or anything, and I'm very healthy. So yeah. Moral of the story is,
you go to a fuck ton of doctors.
I'm also missing a teeth. Moral of the story: when you're born 2 pounds and, as a child, you might have some. But the thing is, that with me, like, the thing is, though, like, I have like a bunch of like medical things, but they're all small. Like, it's not like anything is very concerning. Like, I have a bunch of random small things that are like.
That's interesting. I'm mostly interested in the origin part of it.
Origin. What do you mean?
The origin, like how it happens in a sense. The origin is the reason, almost the beginning. like, how does that work? Like, you're in, like, you're developing in your mom's stomach. She has a disease that's rejecting you. Does that have an impact on you? I mean, it's got to, right? It could kill a preeclampsia. It could kill a baby.
I was born 2 months early.
Right.
She had to have like emergency C-section.
Hmm.
And then I was in the hospital for 3 months.
Yeah.
After that, and I don't know. I definitely believe that's why I have like random.
I mean, I feel like it's got to play a part, but yeah.
Issues. I think that's why I'm missing like 8 teeth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely think it has to do with the stomach problems. But the high blood count thing obviously has just been over the past.
We go back to the stomach thing though for a second. That's got to be something that's understandable, and you just haven't gotten to it yet.
I don't know. I do have to say one thing though. Don't freak out when your blood work is all high. If you get blood work back and it's all high,
you're going fucking nuts.
Don't jump the fucking gun and assume you have fucking cancer.
I'm gonna blood cancer. Yeah, I'm gonna go one step further and just say never freak out at all.
Yeah.
Because you could be told that like you have something and it could be a misdiagnosis. I mean, I'm saying take the shit seriously, but what I am saying is though, let's take the blood example because I think that's the best. Somebody says that your blood work's lit out of whack, but you before that didn't feel anything, like you felt fine, and then you hear that and you got yourself fucking psyched up. Can you like? I'm a real big believer in the power of the mind, and if you if like somebody tells you something and you let that really get to you and really scare the fuck out of you, then I'm pretty sure I really believe that you can almost do damage to yourself. Maybe not like to the level of actual damage of a disease, but the point being that I think that you can ramp yourself up and you can just do more harm. Not to mention just the amount of like stress and shit like that would cause to you and the people around you and stuff like that. Yeah. So,
and I think
try to be calm.
I think it's good to research, but sometimes when you get blood work results back and you start researching, it says like the worst shit ever, and it's typically not that. So I would just you can obviously research, but take it with a grain of salt and then talk to your doctor.
There's a very normalized meme that like I'm paraphrasing, but it's like you type into WebMD, oh my toe hurts, and then like the next fucking answer is cancer. It's like don't be careful with that. Don't like just take that with a grain of salt.
It was hard for me because I just lost both my grandparents, and they had my grandma had cancer, my pap had a lung disease, so I think it was just scary, like, finding out certain, like, blood work was all out of whack and stuff after losing them because of that, what happened with them, I kind of am like, you never know what could happen. And that's why I'm kind of on top of stuff. Speaking of that, your mole. Mark has a weird mole that he still hasn't got checked because he gives 0 fucks.
I have a lot of moles. I'm Italian. I'm a slightly tanner complexion, and
Well, are you going to show your doctor?
Yes, I have a PCP or whatever the fuck it's called.
Well, show your PCP.
I'm going to say, yo, what do you think about this, bro? And then he's going to say, maybe go to a dermatologist. And if he says that, then I'm going to be like, all right, bro. And I'm going to go to a dermatologist.
Okay. What were you saying about the stomach? You said you don't think I found out what's wrong with it yet?
No. Well, yeah, no. I would venture to say that you do not know you don't have a full understanding of your digestive system. I feel that if there's anything that you can kind of like try to track down, it would be like if you had a colonoscopy or something, then they could see, right? So let's say, for instance, I don't think you've ever actually like taken a camera and looked inside your stomach or your whole system there. So let's say, for instance, maybe with that procedure, they could see that something is a little underdeveloped or is like a little out of whack or something like that, and they'd be like, oh well, maybe that's why. Like there's almost like, this is probably a gross oversimplification, but like there's literally like a kink almost in the way, or like you don't have as much intestine. I don't have a fucking clue. Okay, I'm just spitballing ideas, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I really
maybe they could see some abnormalities. And then they'd be like, oh, okay, so at least we understand it now. Okay, based on that, maybe here's what you could do to just help it. Maybe there's not really much you could do, but I'm just saying that until you have that, and then you continue to do the food thing that you've been doing, just trying to like monitor stuff, keeping the journal, things like that. I think that's something that over time, with enough trial and error almost in a sense, and enough of help from certain professionals and, with like, procedure like that, you could definitely get way better. Like you could definitely up that. A little different than trying to grow fucking teeth back in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. Other ways to fix that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember the one time I told my dentist that, so I have a partial that has like 5 teeth in it. And then the other teeth are in the back. So it doesn't really bother me. And I will never get my wisdom teeth in or anything like that. So, because I
lucky
just
there.
don't have them. But I wear a partial and like I brush it at night and I clean it after I eat. And obviously like it's annoying. I don't enjoy it, but like I've lived with it since I was like 15. So it's like whatever. And I don't really even, obviously futuristically one day I would like to get implants, but I don't really think about that right now because it's like I feel like I want to move out and like just do a bunch of other things that like I would rather spend money on. Like I'm 23 living at home. I don't want to go do a payment plan on implants. And the one dentist said to me the one day, he's like, wow, I wouldn't want to have a partial. I'm just like, okay. Wow.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
It's
removable.
And I don't know how it works with the implants. Like you might only be able to get one at a time or something. That would really suck, having like some teeth
It's kind of scary to me, honestly.
Some teeth here, no teeth here. Yeah, I mean down the line, but I don't know.
It's like that would hurt so bad.
Yeah.
I feel like your mouth would be swollen for a long time.
I lost all of my baby teeth and I never grew my adult teeth back. So it's like, how is that my fault? Why do I have to pay well over $20,000 for teeth?
That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. I mean, it's definitely it's not your fault, but it has nothing to do with the money. Like that doesn't make any sense. You don't have the teeth. You want the teeth, you have to pay. Like it's that simple. Different discussion though, I guess.
No, but it's not my fault. It's not like they routed out.
Life's not fair.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, should I try to go through some of mine real quick? I don't know. We've talked for 50 minutes about all your ailments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Had psoriasis. Still kind of have it slightly, but much less than I did. If you want to call the moles and stuff like that, I don't know what the deal with moles are, if they kind of produce skin cancer more easily or how that works, but there's that. Are we talking like injuries? Are we talking actual like problems? I think I'm very susceptible to tonsil stones, because I think I get them a lot, and sometimes I just
he like pulls them out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's gross that they're there, but it's kind of cool. So I don't really get the sore throat thing. They're just back there. It's very strange.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, that's another thing that she has. Yeah, tonsillitis.
Yeah.
Hopefully my eyesight doesn't go terrible. That'd be great.
Oh, Mark doesn't fucking wear his glasses.
I wear them when I drive.
He has a fucking stigmatism.
At nighttime.
And I went to the eye doctor with him a few years ago now, and we were just chilling in there, and he's like, yeah, if you don't wear your glasses more often, your stigmatism's going to get worse. And I'm like, he has to wear his glasses all the time? He only wears them at night when he drives.
Well, here's the thing.
Because
I'm not going to put my eye doctor on blast, but I've heard some things that I don't really agree with. Like, for instance, I tried contacts a while ago, like way back, and I didn't really like them, but like, nobody really likes contacts, I don't think, at first, right? So I'm being told, though, that because I have astigmatism, I can't get contacts. Now, the reason I was given was because like your pupil starts to like squish it like becomes more of a football is the way that I was rather than a circle, more like a football type thing. Like you can barely see it, but barely because you're squinting or some shit. Because I'm nearsighted and like I can see fine, like up close, and like further away. As it gets further away, it gets a little more blurry, but it's not bad. Like I think my prescription was like -1 or something. My sister's eyes terrible, like -5 or some shit, right? So it's like I can see, I just can't. Like it might progressively get worse. Like I'm nearsighted, like I said, as it gets further out. Contact situation.
Doesn't she have contacts?
Yeah, but I was told with astigmatism you can't get contacts, and then I was told you can, but it's like they're weighted or something like that, and they're like more expensive. It's like a weird thing. Yeah, but like you've told me that multiple times, and like I'm pretty sure we talked to other people.
Lauren has astigmatism. She has contacts.
So I think that's a little bit of bullshit, but
I think you can still get.
So contacts. That might be something we look into at some point.
I don't want you to go blind, Mark.
I mean, I think that's a little far fetched. I don't think you actually like go blind. I don't think one day lights just go off and you're like, what the fuck happened? Unless you get hit by something, that's a concern.
Interesting though. Both my parents have glasses. And my mom's actually needed them since she was like a kid, but she only vision. She only just started wearing them. And my dad has had them, I'm pretty sure, like forever. Yeah. And I have really good vision. That's nice. Yeah. So I think when I get older, it's probably gonna go. Yeah. But right now I'm good.
Yeah. Other things. Not anything. What? Anything else? You got anything else for me? Anything else I complain about? I have problems with.
No, I was trying to read your water bottle.
She's squinting. She doesn't have good vision. She's a fucking liar.
I don't think I can read
it. I think that's I had I kind of had a deviated septum slightly.
A future full of possibilities.
But I can't hear you. It don't. Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing an eye test.
A future full of possibilities.
Great.
Is that what it says?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Could you read mine?
A future full of possibilities.
No.
Should be something you gladly enjoy. No.
Okay. No.
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 A future full of possibilities whereby dividing. No, I don't know.
Drinking. All right. Anyway, continue.
No, I can see that. I'm close. I don't know how far away that is. Is that like it's 5 feet? I don't know. Maybe my eyes are worse than they are. I could see you perfectly. I could see all the features of you, like your face and your eyes and shit. I could see further away. It doesn't fucking matter. Fuck the eyes. I was gonna say that I had septoplasty. Like I had a deviated septum, kind of, because I was a mouth breather. Probably still am a mouth breather, but probably less. So I did 2 things. I got that surgery done, so it like kind of opened my passageways a little bit more. Nice. And then I also tape my mouth every night, so it forces myself to breathe out of my nose, which is actually really scary when you start, but then you realize that your body is like good enough to do that as long as you can actually breathe out of your fucking nose. I've done it every day. It's beautiful. And honest to God, it's helped me tremendously. I need to make like a video specifically on that. And other than that, I don't know. I think relatively decent. Maybe we'll do a whole episode one day on my health. I don't know. This one was all, man.
He like doesn't get sick a lot.
No, I don't. And I don't wash my hands.
I actually haven't.
Knocking on wood.
I haven't got. I mean, it's been a year since COVID and I haven't got sick.
I'm not going to go as far to say the opposite of this, but I will absolutely say this version. I'm going to look right at the camera as I say it. If you want to get sick, you will get sick. That is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say what I actually want to say, which is if you don't want to get sick, you won't get sick. But I just said it. But I'm going to tell you. Fuck it. I'm going to say it right here. I'm not fucking kidding you. I rarely wash my hands. Okay. I do not use hand sanitizer ever. Not to mention, I'm not even sure why you would in this fucking state of this environment, because that shit is disgusting. It smells like fucking alcohol, half of it, and the other stuff just smells like garbage because they just had to make so much of it. The regular shit back in the day was fine, but whatever. I don't use hand sanitizer. I rarely wash my hands. I take showers. I try to take one a day. That doesn't normally happen. But I do wash myself. I'm not like a fucking dirty person. If my hands are visibly dirty, I'm going to wash them. But I do not like look at my hands and fucking some people like see the goddamn germs on there and have to wash them. I don't do that. I'm just not like crazy hypochondriac, germaphobe type person whatsoever. And I do not focus on getting sick. I have pretty low stress in my life now. I'm very happy. I breathe through my nose as much as possible. I try to get a lot of sunlight. I take a multivitamin once a day. And yeah, I brush my teeth. I floss every day. That's great. Floss every day. That's fantastic. Great gum health. But other than that, though, I'm not doing anything crazy. I try to eat somewhat healthily, but not like crazy, like obviously not nearly crazy healthily. Like, we just eat whatever we want, but we do that. I also don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life. Cigarettes, weed, nothing. I've never drank in my life. What else? I don't drink caffeine. I've never drank coffee. I don't drink any caffeine. Like very, 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 very seldomly. That time, like earlier today, remember when I sipped Amanda's weird Starbucks thing. But yeah. So I'm not trying to flex when I say any of that shit. I don't give a fuck what anybody else does. I'm just telling you what I do, and I'm telling you the results of what I do. And I rarely get sick. I'm rarely down.
Yeah, I wash my hands a lot just because at work we're constantly washing and watching the little kids' hands and wiping every kid's boogers left and right. So I do use a lot of hand sanitizer throughout the day just because if I didn't, I'd have to wash my hands every.
Yeah, I mean you're obviously in a more germ-ridden environment too. So
yeah,
not everybody's the same. Not every situation is the same. But but you don't really. But you were getting fucking really sick when you started working with kids.
That happens to. I hear a lot of people when they first.
And now you're like almost immune to the shit.
When they first start working with kids. Actually, last week.
Not to mention your lifestyle's healthier now.
Last week, all the kids had boogers, like runny noses and boogers. And it was weird because over the weekend, I was like sneeze. I didn't get sick or anything, but I was sneezing all weekend and my nose was runny all weekend. And then I go to work on Monday and all the kids had runny noses and boogers. I'm like, oh, this is why this is happening to me. But typically, I just get like, boogers in my nose, maybe a little sore throat, and then it just goes away now. It doesn't actually. But I've went through the ringer with the kids. I got strep throat. I had all the sicknesses. And that happens to a lot of people who go and work at child care just because all the little boogery kids.
I can't remember, but I would love to know if I got sick last winter because I didn't get sick this winter at all. Can't remember. It doesn't really matter, but
I don't think so. All right. Well,
it's been a good hour here.
Yeah.
Talked about a lot of shit. A lot of health stuff. If you have gotten anything out of this, any ideas, any like, oh wow, Amanda has pooping problems too, any of that sort of stuff, leave a comment, ask us a question. We're not doctors. We'll try to help you as much as possible or steer you in the right direction. If you want to share any stories, fuck yeah, do that as well. But other than that, we greatly appreciate it. As always, guys, links down below to ask us anything. If you want to ask a question, we'll read it here on the show. amandthepmpodcast.com/shop in the description as well. We're looking for cool stuff. We're continuing to try to put out as much content as we can for you guys. A lot of stuff, again, continuously on the horizon. I say this literally every time, but clips, listener support. I'm trying to continue to build a community one step at a time. So look out for more things. Make sure to follow on Instagram, AM and the PM Podcast. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this. This has been another episode of AM in the PM with Amanda and Mark. We thank you, as always, for tuning in, and we'll talk to you in the next one.